Hey everybody, it's Allie, and welcome to our Y&R Chat for Sunday, August 18th, 2024. Ooh, Adam and Chelsea's secret's about to come out. Man, I love soaps. Secrets kept and secrets exposed. That's the formula. It's the formula that works. And I really can't believe I am feeling this way, but I'm kind of rooting for Adam and Chelsea to get back together after, the fallout. And I'm kind of wondering if you guys are feeling the same. I think that's a good poll question for the week at yrchat.com. Do you want a full-on Adam and Chelsea reunion, or are you hoping that this just kind of drops away, that their connection just kind of drops away after the explosion? I don't know. I mean, for my part, I feel like that 5 seconds of hand-holding in the park had more sizzle than Adam and Sally have had since they got back together, and definitely more than Billy and Chelsea have ever had. Yeah. Plus, the hand-holding had that naughty factor, which I also love. It was a little naughty, so I'm like, okay, yeah, Adam and Chelsea. Once they actually are together, I'll be bored. But for now, I'm rooting for it. I thought they were adorable this week, playing that ridiculous little football game in the park, such a small space football, and having the soda drinking contest, which probably also turned into a burping contest. Gross. Adam was really razzing on Chelsea the whole time, too. Like, he was kind of razzing on her in the way that a boy razzes a girl that he likes but can't admit it, you know? And she loved it. She loved every minute of it. She kept saying to him, "No fair, no cheating, no cheating." Right. Because we all know that cheating is wrong, right? But it was a great day. They were, all reconnecting, all three of them. Connor's back. Connor's doing great. Everyone was feeling, cautiously optimistic. But there were also moments when none of them were thinking about problems at all. It was just pure enjoyment with no hang-ups. Probably the same way that it felt in the 10 minutes that Adam and Chelsea were banging it out in the hotel room. Like, it was just pure bliss. No hang-ups. Until later. Yeah, the hang-ups followed him home from Baltimore, and then the hang-ups followed him to the park. Of course, Billy and Sally would walk up right as Chelsea is talking about her guilt over that one night. Oh, Sally and Billy heard that, and all niceties were off. They were acting like they were going to just drop the topic. And then they walked in on that at the park, and no, done. At the end of Friday's show, Billy is telling Chelsea that enough is enough. Just come out with it. And in the previews for next week, Sally is asking Adam point blank if he slept with Chelsea in Baltimore. Ooh-wee! can't wait for Monday. I cannot wait to see that. This is my favorite part of the show right now. I can't wait to see this fallout. Sally's face in the preview was like she already knew. She was just waiting for him to admit it. I tell you, I think Sally is going to leave Adam on the spot. I think she is going to say, I was grieving the death of our daughter, and you were out sleeping with someone else? Sound familiar? I feel so wrong for loving Phantom Kirsten. That's what I'm calling him from now on. He's no longer Cameron Kirsten. He's Phantom Kirsten. Oh my gosh. His opening scene on, I think it was Thursday, where he was lounging, lying back on Sharon's couch, all beat up and bloody, and reading a copy of Essential Elegance magazine. That was my screen cap of the week. You got to go see it at yrchat.com to behold the contradiction. Ugh. So good. And the way he was taunting her, not just while she was home alone, we've seen that, but now while Mariah and Faith and Nick are all at the house with her, trying to suss her out and figure out how they can help her. All the while, he's given her thumbs up or kissy faces when she's trying to work on reassuring the family that everything is fine. And, while Sharon's doing the double talking, like saying, I'm fine. Like, we're getting this great visual representation in Phantom Kirsten of all the ways that Sharon is not fine. She is not fine. She says that she's gotten back on her medication, but I don't know if I believe that. We certainly aren't seeing any improvements in her condition, and in fact, she seems to be getting worse. She has realized that she can't run from the person that's inside her head. It's not really, Cameron's not there. She can't run from what's in her own mind. So she decided to not even go on her spa vacation. She told the family that she's too busy with work to go. But then Mariah said that, well, all of this has already been resolved. Like, she's working on issues at the company that have already been worked out, which is a huge flag for Mariah. Mariah suggested that Sharon just rebook the vacation immediately. You need to get to your R&R immediately. But Nick said, no. I think you should stay home and let us take care of you. And when he said that, did you notice how Sharon's face turned so soft and so loving? And then Cameron's face appeared right behind Nick, saying, "Aww." I cannot believe that we missed out on seeing Daniel's talk with Lucy. That is such a missed opportunity. Because, we were there when Cassie died. So this is such a full circle moment for Daniel. And we needed to see how he handled it. I'm so mad because I'm so into this story. And I just feel like this could have given us some great Daniel moments had we seen him actually talking to Lucy. What we got instead was Daniel telling Nick about it. Okay, that's significant. It is, because Nick chased Daniel all the way across the country trying to find justice, trying to find a resolution for what happened with Cassie. And so that conversation where Daniel admitted that he was now the dad going through it, that he was on the other end being the dad going through it, that's an important evolution for his character. And then Daniel also had a conversation with Heather about it, saying that Lucy is currently grounded and she's in her room moping. Of course she is. That feels right and true for a teen. I loved that Daniel was able to express his guilt to Heather, but I also loved that she was able to express to him that the situations aren't exactly the same. She said, Lucy is not you, and no one got hurt, so you have to keep it in perspective and just try to teach and learn from it. But Daniel said, and I agree, this isn't over. Things are probably going to get worse before they get better. Lucy is currently texting Faith nonstop, apologizing and trying to make sure that she hasn't lost the friendship that she doesn't really even have. Faith views her as a pest. Faith said to Sharon and Mariah that they have nothing in common, and that she's planning on letting her know that in the nicest possible way, of course. Okay, throughout this whole totally unnecessary battle for Harrison's custody, I have been thinking that Kyle was being the unreasonable one. But when Summer so boldly demanded that Kyle needs to cut Audra out of his life in order to appease her, I thought, well, now who's being the unreasonable one? Even Phyllis questioned whether Summer was being reasonable on that one. Even Phyllis! And she also confronted Victor on Friday, which I thought was a riveting 60 seconds. Phyllis said I think Phyllis, first of all, wants to know what Victor is holding over Kyle's head. And I don't know, she might end up being the one to figure it out. She might be the one to expose Victor as Glissad's owner. And maybe that's why in the previews, Diane is saying that she and Jack need to fight dirty with Victor to protect Kyle. And Jack is saying, no, I don't want to stoop to his level. How about yes, Jack? Stoop to his level, Jack. Do it for your baby boy, Kyle. I really felt for Kyle dealing with Summer this week, because he agreed to have this peace summit with Summer. mostly because Victor has a collar around his neck. And we know that what Kyle wants right now is to prove himself as the superior Abbott. And to do that, he needs glissade, which means he needs Victor, which means he has to work with Audra. And now Summer is saying, well, if you want to make your son happy again, then you have to give it all up. And the Audra paranoia is just so totally random. And it's all because of Phyllis. Phyllis is the one who got Summer all pumped up that Audra is the threat here. In what universe does Audra want to have anything to do with Harrison? Audra has got her own agenda. She don't even want a relationship, let alone a child. So I thought it was really ridiculous and manipulative of Summer to give that ultimatum. And that made me feel bad for Kyle, because I know neither of them want to hurt Harrison. They both, know that Harrison is aware of the problems between them. But as soon as Kyle was ready to meet halfway, Summer said, no, you need to come more than halfway. Literally, she said that. Luckily, she had a talk with Chance and a kiss with Chance that softened her up quite a bit. I mean, he's so good for her right now. Chance is so mellow. Chance just breezes in, gives her some gentle advice and kisses, and then he'll disappear for another month. It's interesting. Both Billy and Kyle are fighting so hard to prove themselves right now. They both want to put their own stamp on the Abbott family legacy. Kyle wants to do it by crushing Jabot, and Billy wants to do it by turning Chancellor into Chancellor Abbott. And Jack let it be known this week that he doesn't like it. And you know what? Billy doesn't care. I liked that. And I'm actually with Billy on this one. Catherine's company stopped being Catherine's company a long time ago. And it already went from Chancellor Industries to Chancellor Winters. So what's it matter now if it's Abbott Chancellor instead? A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. But I did love that Jack finally made the point that we've all been making, that Jill was only an Abbott for such a brief amount of time. And it's totally ridiculous to think that she would remarry after John, change her name, divorce, and then go back to using a different ex-husband's name? No, that makes no sense. She didn't divorce from John, marry another guy, divorce from him too, and then go back to John's last name. That makes no sense. If this were actually truly about honoring Jill, then Billy would be campaigning to make it Foster Chancellor. But he's not. It's Abbott Chancellor because Billy is an Abbott. And that's fine, but just admit it. And he seems to be. He seems to be embracing it. Billy had a great talk with Chelsea in the park this week before the doo-doo hit the fan. And that talk in the park really, again, reinforced to me why Billy and Chelsea make better friends than romantic partners. It was a great scene. It was so loving. She encouraged him to not bow out at Chancellor Abbott, or Abbott Chancellor, sorry. She also encouraged him to not bow down to Lily, to not just be a silent partner, to get in there and run the company that now has his name on it. And that's what he intends to do. Wow. In the previews for next week, Billy is telling Lily that her services are no longer needed. Whew. Wow. He must be making an executive decision, because certainly Jill must have had nothing to do with that. He's just taken it upon himself to fire her, which, by the way, tells me that he is also mad that his girlfriend cheated on him and that he's going to leave her too. Throughout this week, he started out light. Billy told Lily that the plans have changed and she didn't like it. And if she doesn't like it, then maybe she needs to be the one to go. And Lily seemed to be considering it anyway. So that's a good thing, because now she doesn't have a choice. I mean, everyone and their mother has been warning Lily for weeks now about working with Billy. And this week, Phyllis decided to jump on the bandwagon too, saying that, Billy is charming and he's exciting, but he's ultimately out for himself. And why would you want to deal with that when you could go work at your own family company with Devon? In all fairness, that's a good question. Because Devon might be a spoiled brat control freak, but with Abby around, I bet that Lily could even maybe talk Devon into giving her a little piece of ownership over Winters, so that at the end of the day, she would have something to show for her hard work, something to add to her own legacy. All this talk about the Chancellor Abbott or Abbott Chancellor legacy, all of it's going to be moot if Victor gets a hold of that company. And he seems to think that it's a sure thing. I'm just dying to know exactly how he plans to get it done. We're seeing how he plans to run it and how he's going to crush the Abbotts with it. But how's he going to pull off the buyout? Unless Jill starts selling her shares. I don't know. At this point, it almost seems like Victor's coming after Billy more than he's coming after Jack, doesn't it? He held a meeting, meetings this week with both Adam and Michael and told them to gun for Billy. And I don't know, when did Billy become Victor's new target? I guess Billy's just the low-hanging fruit. Billy's putting himself out there right now, and that makes it easier for Victor to bat at him. I think it would be good if Victor does get a hold of the company, and that's what I'm hoping happens. I hope Victor gets the company, but Billy decides to stay anyway because it's his namesake. Because I think it would be interesting to see Billy being forced to interact with Nikki and Victoria and Claire. A hostile work environment situation could be interesting. With Nikki in charge of it all. Oh, Nikki is just waiting in the wings for the job to start. Putting together her team. Good assistants are so hard to find these days. Wow, what an evolution. Claire pretty much led Nikki right into the lion's den. And for Nikki to forgive that and then turn around and offer Claire to become her assistant again, I just think that's remarkable. Claire turned it down. She turned down the job offer, but that ain't gonna last long. She's a Newman now. Forget taking her dad's last name. I mean, really, who would want to be a Howard? With a legacy like what Eve and Jordan have left behind? Why be a Howard when she could be a Newman? And she could rise up fast through the ranks of the company through hard work and nepotism. And nepotism. But yeah, she said she doesn't want to leave Harrison right now, but she also said she likes the idea of working at Newman. So by the time Victor gets control of Abbott Chancellor, I'm sure that the feud between Summer and Kyle will have settled down, so Claire will feel comfortable leaving the job of being Harrison's full-time nanny so that she can pursue a career in business and stepmomming. Why be Harrison's nanny when you could be his stepmom? Oh, wait a minute. Who's the threat to your family again, Summer? Oh, that's right, Audra. Hey, speaking of Harrison, two very cool scenes this week of Grandpa Jack being awesome. First, Jack was showing Harrison his old baseball cards in the park. Oh, melt my heart. Harrison was commenting about all the old hairstyles. That's so cute. And so real, like that's a real grandpa grandson moment right there. Looking at baseball cards. I mean, Jack probably hadn't had those baseball cards out in years because why would ya? And then it gives him a chance to pull that out and to bond with his grandson over it. That is real. And I am touched. And then, them doing something together that's simple, like playing Go Fish, It's like having a child around. You get to kind of relive some of your own childhood memories. And I think that a lot of grandparents are getting to do that right now. It seems like grandparents are very involved with grandkids these days. It seems like they want to be. And I just think that it's great that Y&R has incorporated that into the show. By the way, I also loved that Billy and Jack were able to go from disagreeing about Chancellor Abbott to then having a heart-to-heart about Kyle. And then to celebrating Tracy and Allan's newfound love. Yes. Allan and Tracy are back from LA. Things didn't work out with the movie deal, but oh well. Tracy got to show Allan around town and have a romantic vacation. It's just gorgeous. I am a little worried, though. I mean, I want to believe that everything here is on the up and up and as it seems, but sometimes I think that Allan is almost over-eager. And then my suspicious mind chimes in and thinks, what's he up to? Is it something? He's willing to move to the U.S. to be closer to her. He's carrying all the luggage. He's doting on her with every breath. And it's either all so wonderful and so refreshing to see Tracy getting the queen's treatment that she deserves. Tracy finally becoming someone's my beauty. And that's either so wonderful or there is a twist around the corner that is going to break my heart. Speaking of LA, so I watched the Bold and the Beautiful crossover with Danny and Christine. Bold and the Beautiful, I have to tell you, is so much fun. The show has such a fun vibe. They had me right at the opening scene when I tuned in and was dropped right into the middle of a party at the Forrester Mansion where all of the servers were models wearing Brooke's bedroom lingerie. Oh my gosh, that's so trashy. I love it. exactly what I expect from The Bold and the Beautiful. Why am I not watching this show every day? Time. It's only because of time, or I would. Because honestly, watching Bold and the Beautiful feels like a vacation. It feels like a breath of fresh air. I mean, there's no fluff. It's just a tight 20 minutes of soapy goodness. They know who their audience is, what they want, and they deliver it. And what I also liked, and this is a great thing about soaps in general, is that I haven't watched The Bold and the Beautiful in years, and yet when I tune in, I still know every single character on the show. Every single one of them I knew. And it took me no time to figure out exactly what the dynamics were between them. I mean, I'm telling you, it was good. 20 minutes was enough to get me hooked. Plus, I love me some Don Diamond. God, I miss that man. Brad. Don Diamond, I think maybe is how it's pronounced. I never know. Oh, I love him. He's so good. But alas, no, it's not. I went off track because my reason for tuning in was to see Danny and Cricket, fresh off of a concert in LA, stopping by the Forrester Manch to party. And oh my gosh, Christine looked so beautiful, and Danny is just so delightful. And they played it up so that Donna had this schoolgirl crush on Danny. I mean, literally, she had a crush on him since she was a schoolgirl. And she was just fanning out all over him. And it was awkward. And it was hilarious. And it made me want more. More Danny and Christine. And more Bold and the Beautiful. We all keep secrets. Sometimes with the best intentions. I think that is such a great quote from last week because it was Sally who said it. We all keep secrets, sometimes with the best intentions. Well, we'll just see how Sally feels about that after she finds out what the secret is. Oh my gosh. Congratulations. Just 5 people guessed that right. It was Daisy, Paris, Dolores, Victoria, and Henry. Well done, you guys. That must have been a tough one. Everybody's got a secret in Genoa City, so it could have been anyone. Here's the quote that I like for this week. You are a one-man orchestra. Well, you've got it narrowed down. The quote was said about a man. You are a one-man orchestra. Who said it? If you think you know, you should go to yrchat.com. Leave your guess, and if you get it right, I will give you your shout out during next week's Y&R Chat. I am shocked, but our poll question from last week, are you excited for Abby and Devon's wedding, came out with a 50-50 split. 50% of you are excited about it. 50% of you not so much. I almost had a feeling that was going to happen, and that's why I made it the poll question. I thought when I was creating it last week, I thought, well, I bet there's maybe not a lot of people who are excited about it because it's like Abby and Devon are so, well, they're comfortable, I think. I happen to think they're a good couple, and I voted yes, I'm excited because I love a wedding, and I think they're a very nice couple, but they are not like a bombshell. It's not like a epic. It doesn't feel like an epic romance to me, but they're nice, they're steady, and they'll do. Oh. Well, you guys, I probably should have remembered to say this last week, but I didn't. I am about to head off to a picnic outside. It's a pretty decent day. I don't even have to take anything. It's being catered. So how very exciting for me. But I gotta go. I gotta be there at 10. I don't have much time. I gotta get dressed. I gotta get ready. So I didn't have time to pull comments this week. I I know there were lots of good ones. So even though I'm not reading them, I hope you go to, or sorry, even though I'm not reading them out loud, I did read them at the website, and I think you should go read them at the website at yrchat.com. Thanks everybody for being there and for leaving those comments. And I'm sorry I have to cut it short. I have to make it a fast chat, but I will certainly be back again next week. But before I go, I also want to say a very happy birthday to Ron, whose birthday is today. I don't know why, but that makes me extra excited when I get to say happy birthday on your birthday. Ron, how wonderful. I love your comments. Keep them coming. It's also like, I love, that we have some strong, cool guys in our Y&R chat group here. So Ron, I love your place here within the Y&R chat, and I hope you keep your good comments coming, and I hope you have a wonderful birthday. August is birthday month. Young and the Restless fans are born in the month of August. Maybe it's just a good month altogether. Picnics and birthdays. Oh. All right, well, I really should get going. I love you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye.